Once upon a time, in a bustling city wrapped in lush green hills, there lived a 27-year-old young man named Lucas, trapped in an endless mental storm. Lucas was a programmer at a tech startup, where the day began with urgent coding and ended with endless meetings. His phone buzzed every few minutes, notifications popped up relentlessly, and his mind was a chaos of runaway thoughts. What if the system crashes? Will I lose my job? Why does that yesterday's mistake still haunt me? Even in rare breaks, he couldn't disconnect. He scrolled through social media until late, comparing his life to others, feeling a growing weight in his chest. Lucas woke up tired, worked tense, and slept with a cluttered mind, as if his head were a broken radio, broadcasting incessant noises that never quieted. He had lost the sense of what serenity felt like, those moments when the heart slows down and the world seems kinder. But what if there was a way to find serenity amid this mental storm? Stay with me until the end to discover a story that can change everything. Lucas's situation only worsened. At work, he noticed his concentration crumbling like sandcastles. During a critical presentation for investors, in the middle of explaining a new app, his mind simply blanked out. He stood there, staring at the screen with all eyes on him, but the words vanished. Not from calm, but from total collapse. What's wrong with me? He thought, feeling sweat trickle down his forehead. At night, facing himself in the mirror, Lucas saw a stranger. Sunken eyes, trembling hands as he grabbed his coffee, and the realization that, for weeks, he couldn't watch a movie without pausing to check emails. His mind had become a cruel adversary, turning even the simplest moments, like a dinner with friends, into sources of anxiety and distraction. "I need help," he murmured, his heart tightening. It was at this rock bottom that a spark of hope ignited. A vague memory of a conversation with his grandfather, a calm man who used to say, "Within you lies a safe harbor, but you must learn to navigate to it." Back then, Lucas thought it was just old wisdom, but now those words rang like a lighthouse in the dark. Determined to find a solution, he searched online and found the contact of a meditation mentor living in the nearby hills. Her name was Mariana, a former journalist who had left her career after a burnout 5 years ago. People said Mariana had uncovered a powerful secret about the mind, something few truly understood. Lucas scheduled a meeting for the following Saturday. Mariana's house was on a quiet street, surrounded by tall trees and gardens full of wildflowers that exuded peace. Upon arriving, he met a woman around 50, with tranquil eyes and a welcoming smile. Mariana received him with calm, as if time were a gift, not a pressure. "Lucas," she said after hearing his story, "you're trapped in the disease of the century, the addiction to mental turmoil. Your mind has grown hooked on stimuli and forgotten how to rest in silence. But this can be cured." She led him to a small backyard where there was only a wooden chair under a leafy tree. "I'll give you an exercise," Mariana announced. "That seems silly at first, but can change everything in your life." She handed him a small bamboo flute. "You'll play this flute once," she instructed, "and then sit here in absolute silence until its sound disappears completely. Not until you think it's gone, but until no trace of it remains." Lucas stared at her, surprised. "That sounds too easy," he replied. Mariana smiled. "The simplicity is the challenge. What you'll learn is what matters." Lucas played the flute. The sound was pure and delicate, like a whisper from nature. He sat and closed his eyes. In the first few seconds, he heard the echo vibrating in the air. But soon, his mind took over. Is it over yet? How much time has passed? I need to finish that code. This chair creaks a bit. What's that noise? Outside? It was astonishing how his head refused to stay peaceful, not even for a moment. After several minutes of inner struggle, something extraordinary happened. Lucas stopped fighting his thoughts and simply let them flow, like leaves carried by a river. It was then that he noticed something incredible, a subtle echo of the flute, almost imperceptible, still lingered in the air. He had been so busy thinking that he nearly missed the real sound. When the last trace finally faded, Lucas opened his eyes. Mariana was there, watching with a serene smile. "And then?" she asked softly. I didn't know my mind made so much noise," Lucas replied, amazed. While trying to hear the silence, I realized my head was screaming nonstop. And when I stopped resisting, I found something that was always there. Mariana nodded. "That's the hidden secret your grandfather tried to teach you. Serenity isn't the absence of sound. It's the presence of peace. And that peace already lives within you, waiting for you to stop creating storms to notice it." "But how to apply this daily?" Lucas asked. Mariana explained. "You don't need a flute or a quiet backyard. Create small refuges of mental silence in your routine. It could be 2 minutes while drinking water, or 30 seconds before opening your laptop. It's not about erasing thoughts. It's learning not to be ruled by them. It's like distinguishing being in a storm from being the storm." In the weeks that followed, Lucas practiced this simple exercise. Whenever he felt overwhelmed, he mentally played the flute and sought the space of inner calm. Gradually, he noticed changes. He focused better at work, slept more peacefully, and, for the first time in months, watched a movie uninterrupted. Lucas discovered that the remedy for the mental storm wasn't more distractions. It was less. It was the healing power of inner serenity. 3 months later, Lucas met Mariana again. This time, he arrived walking slowly, admiring the garden flowers, listening to the bird songs. His eyes sparkled once more, and he exuded a peace that touched those around him. "Serenity," he told Mariana, "wasn't something I needed to seek outside. It was always within me, waiting for me to stop creating storms to feel it." Mariana smiled. "Now you know the secret few uncover. In a world that profits from your mental chaos, choosing serenity is the most rebellious act you can do. As your grandfather said, there's a safe harbor within you, where no storm can enter. You just needed to remember the way." If this story touched your heart and you saw yourself in Lucas's mental whirlwind, leave a comment sharing what's the biggest storm you want to calm. And if you want more stories to transform your mind, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Give a like if you're ready to embrace inner serenity. See you in the next narrative, where we'll explore more secrets to change your life from within. Until then, remember, the serenity you seek is already within you.